Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And surprise, surprise, I'm on this morning. Plans changed. And when I get a chance, I try and go on the AM, more popular and live at least. So thank you for that, guys. If you got your late notifications that we're on, come on and say hi. Hi, Brahim. Rosalinda from Niagara Falls, 1 and 2. And Lori from Cambridge. Lisa, good morning. And Leela from Verner. And Nellie, how are you? And Lucille, how are you? Yvonne, Petawawa. And Cheryl, West Virginia. Fran, in Orangeville. Wow, Fran's birthday, 80. Holy moly, Fran, you're still a puppy. Hi, Gail, Rosa, Wanda, everybody say hi to Fran and give her the birthday wishes. Judy, 2 Judys in a row. Marla. Thanks, Marla. Marla says she loves me from Oregon. I love you too. Marianne, London. And Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Denise, good morning to you. Wendy is on with us this morning from Markham. Dave and Helga from Scarborough. Hi, Natalie. Mary from PEI. Danny Lay, Iron Bridge. Dennis, how are you, my friend? And I'm doing well. Kathy, happy birthday to Fran. Doc McEwen, the University of West Tennessee. Well, University of Tennessee. Martin Division. Norma, Justin. Nicole from our staff. Hi, Nick. How are you? We love you dearly. Bruno. Mary. Gander, Newfoundland. Janine, see, Fran, we're showing you the love this morning. Susan, if it's your birthday, guys, when it is, let us know. Trish will want to sort of spell that out to our little family here. Rose in Peterborough. Dave, hi, Dave, from Jensen Beach, Florida. Judy and Judy. I got, guys, 2 Judys in a row. Sandy from Chilliwack, British Columbia. Gwen from Alberta, good morning. And Brahim saying, let's pray for the Middle East. Absolutely we should. Helga, Milika. And, okay, Mary. Okay, guys, I got 3 or 4 studies. Hi, Karen. Kevin, where you been all my life, man? How are you? Kevin, our mayor from Oshawa. Cecilia. Joanne. Part Solano. I know where that is. Rain Cloud. IT. Karen from Peterborough. Darlene. Hate to miss anyone. Kristen, Saskatchewan. Okay. So, let me go through a few of these. Just new studies on the microbiome. Okay? You got trillions of bacteria, trillions, not billions, trillions of bacteria in the gut. And the most fascinating area in medicine is the study of the microbiome. And lots of study. Guys, you know that. I've been talking about that for years. And what we know about the microbiome, we knew nothing. Go back to the days when I was in school in the 70s. Not that I ever stopped going to school, but we knew nothing about that. Nothing compared to what we know today. Okay. So study number 1, and I'll focus in on the microbiome, especially in the gut, this morning because there's several new studies on it. The first one I want to comment on, can training. So working out, guys, vitamin E, vitamin E, sun, steak, and steel. Okay, people wonder, like a lot of people ask, what is that, Dr. Martin? You're talking about steel. What do you mean by that? I mean getting strong. And what they're showing now is even people that exercise, especially when they do weight training or resistant training and getting stronger, can positively affect the microbiome. Your gut bacteria respond to it. My word. My word. Do you think that just happened, guys? Okay? Do you think you are a product of, think of the intelligence, even these little bacteria. You can't even see them without a microscope. They're so small, and yet they communicate with each other. And when you exercise, here's what it says. It revives your friendly bacteria. You know, a lot of people say, well, Dr. Martin, do you believe in prebiotics? Yeah, steak. The best prebiotic is steak. Because that's what your bacteria thrive on. They hate sugar. Well, they love sugar. The bad guys do. The bad bacteria thrive on sugar. So does parasites. So does yeast. They love sugar. Hate steak. They can't feed on it. But your good bacteria does. Your good bacteria does. And listen to this. Training revives your gut bacteria. It's like taking a probiotic. Isn't that beautiful? Aren't you happy that that happens inside your body? The body has an amazing ability to regenerate. And they say it's from the lactate from muscle when you work it out. So guys, another win for vitamin E, the real vitamin E exercise. Another win. Okay, so that has to do with the gut bacteria. Let me give you another one. Okay, a new study on intestinal infection. The microbiome should be considered a key element. The state, the ecosystem within the microbiome, your bacteria. Remember, there's a blend in there. There's good bacteria. There's bad bacteria. I think of the story in the Bible where the Philistine army and the Israeli army, they just stood in between a valley and looked at each other. Okay? And no one was fighting. They just looked at each other. They were staring each other down. You remember that? Anyway, that's what happens in your gut. As long as you have as many good guys as bad guys, it's called you win. You win. That's why, for example, when you take an antibiotic, you wipe out the bad bacteria. It's doing its job. Problem is, it carpet bombs the rest of your bacteria, the good guys. Now you have set up what we call a dysbiosis. The harmony between those two armies has been wiped out. And now you get the invasion of the Trojan horse, a fungal. Medicine today is still not talking about yeast or fungus like they should. They just haven't got the memo yet. And even though these studies are coming out that shows, okay, for example, a study on intestinal infection, if you have a good microbiome, here's what it says, it is considered a huge part of your defense against intestinal bacteria. Your microbiome. It's why I talk about probiotics almost on a daily basis. Because today, I mentioned this yesterday, fermented foods. Somebody asked the question, Dr. Martin, what do you think about sauerkraut? Well, it's good for you. It's fermented. It gives you some bacteria, some good guys. Nothing wrong with it. The issue is it's not broad spectrum. And what you can, like for example, yogurt. Like yogurt's good, guys. There's nothing wrong with yogurt. Like don't add sugar to it, but yogurt is good. You got bacteria in there. But a study was done one time. You'd have to take 16,000 4-ounce yogurts to get what you get in one capsule of a broad spectrum probiotic of 50 billion bacteria. Like that's therapeutic, guys. Therapeutic. Anyway, so intestinal infections, and now I'm going to relate it to a couple of things, okay? This is a new study on the appendix. Now, for those of you who are around my age, okay? And Fran, happy birthday. But Fran would know this, okay? And those of us, I was born in 1952, okay? I remember this true story. I was in class and grade 5. Put your hands up if you still have your tonsils. You know what you're like in grade 5? You hated to put your hand up if you didn't have an answer. I put my hand up. I think I was the only person in that class that still had their tonsils. And the kids that had their tonsils pulled out, so this would be 50s. How old are you in grade 5? 10? 1962? Around there. Anyway, they said, well, yeah, I got my tonsils, and I got ice cream. I got a Dixie cup. And I remember I went home, I asked my dad, how come I got my tonsils? I want a Dixie cup. Ice cream. You remember the Dixie cups? Do they still make them? My dad said, you need your tonsils. What? Why? I want them out. Like the rest of the kids. I want to get a Dixie cup. You go to the hospital and after the operation, they give you a Dixie cup ice cream. What did I know? I was 10 years old. But I never forgot it. Because in those days, you know what it was? The geniuses of the day said, well, evolution teaches us that your tonsils are just part of evolution. They're no longer needed. They don't do nothing. And they get infected, and therefore let's take them out. Now today, you got to have gangrene before they take your tonsils out. Why? Big part of your immune system. They're the trap doors. down to your trachea, protecting your lungs. The trapdoor, they don't want any bad bugs getting in to your airways. You need your tonsils. It just shows you guys, like, you know, I was talking with someone yesterday, follow the science? Well, science is changing, man. It's the nature of science. You learn more and you go, oh, well, we didn't know that. But my dad knew it. My dad said, you need your tonsils. Shut up. And you're not getting a Dixie cup. No, but guys, listen. So, okay, now I'm going to get to bacteria. Because you got good bacteria in your mouth besides that too, guys. You want to keep that balance there. That's why I don't like mouthwash. That kills all your good guys too. Anywho, let's get to the appendix. Because this is a story too. Much like your tonsils, first sign of a gut infection, appendix, you don't need that. Appendix, that's part of evolution. I was taught that, guys, in the 70s. You didn't need your appendix. It was sort of a wasted, give us another couple of million years and the appendix will be gone. It won't even be part of your body in a couple of million years. That was evolutionary thinking, guys. Guess what? They were wrong. And they found out that you need your appendix. They're a very important part of your immune system. Thus, a new study. Let me bring it to you, okay? We're now finding out that the appendix, very interesting, a big part of the microbiome bacteria, good guy replacement. It's sort of a little storage part of your bowel that stores your good bacteria, some of it. When you get an infection and your good guys get overwhelmed, the appendix kicks in to gear and produces more, replenishes more friendly bacteria. Holy smokes! And when you don't have an appendix, you're much more susceptible to gut infection because it's a big part of your immune system. The more we learn, the more we study, the more we understand, guys, it's unreal how intelligent your body is. I'm amazed. We should be amazed. Unreal. And so, again, when you think nothing changes, oh no, it's settled science. Nah, the tonsils were never settled. Now it's settled. They're going, yeah, we need them. Okay? And doctors are very reticent now to take out someone's tonsils. Okay? Unless they are so badly infected. And, it still happens, but it's so rare compared to what it used to be. And, the same thing with the appendix. They're finding out how important that little wee piece of tissue is. And it has to do with the microbiome. It's incredible. Incredible. Okay, let me see here. Here's another one. Okay? So all on the microbiome. Exercise affects it in a good way, especially muscle building. It seems to have a communication to replenish and rejuvenate your good bacteria. Okay, here's another one. And it's on Parkinson's. Okay, let me go into this a little bit. Because, okay, I'm just going to give you some stats on Parkinson's. 60% faster growth of Parkinson's than even Alzheimer's. And we know that Alzheimer's is like through the roof. And younger. Parkinson's, once only in the elderly, is occurring very frequently now amongst 40 and 50-year-old patients. Now, this study was showing, okay, this is a study showing location. And they were showing this, and that actually this hit the mainstream because I saw it. Did I see it or hear it on social media or on TV? I don't remember exactly where I heard it a few weeks ago, but I looked it up. If you live near the golf course, okay, if you live near a golf course, it says here that you are 2.5 times more susceptible to Parkinson's. Okay? Lush green, think of a golf course, okay? In Northern Ontario, soon as the snow goes, okay, which will be sometime in June, okay, everything else, like the grass is dead and, like spring's a nice time, but, the grass ain't great yet, okay? But on the golf course they are. Like, it's green so fast. Well, why do you think that happens, right? Like the herbicides and the pesticides and the fungicides they use on the golf course. So it's another reason, guys, because you've heard me say this about Parkinson's. Parkinson's starts in the gut, not in your brain. MS starts in your gut, not in your brain. Autoimmune starts in your gut, not in your brain. It doesn't start in your brain, it starts in your gut. The gut-brain connection. You're connected. And when you're surrounded by herbicides and pesticides and fungicides, and it kills all your friendly bacteria in your gut, you get the invasion of the Third Army, the Trojan horse. You have an invasion at the southern border. The invasion at the southern border, your gut and your blood, affects the invasion at your northern border, your blood-brain barrier. I sort of made that up about the border, guys, as an analogy. And that's what, in my opinion, and the more they study Parkinson's, the more they realize there's a huge connection between the gut and the brain. Why do we see so much ALS today? Lou Gehrig's disease. Used to be rare, guys. But now it's not rare anymore. These neurodegenerative conditions. And one of the biggest factors is that gut. It's the microbiome. You need the friendly bacteria to protect the barriers there between your gut and your blood and your brain. You have a protective barriers. And now we're finding out, and like I said, guys, you know what I always say, so you can run, but you can't hide. You're surrounded by it. And that's why I never talk so much about, it's not that I don't, the external factors, because we're surrounded by that, whether you live by a golf course or not. Who the heck in their lifetime has never taken an antibiotic? Well, you're wiping out your friendly bacteria. You better replace it. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatories. People live on Tylenol, live on Advil, and they live on that stuff, and they don't know what the secondary side effects are. One of the major things is it affects the microbiome. We just live in that type of world, guys. The microplastics are everywhere, from Mount Everest into the placenta. They're everywhere. Water, soil, air. And this study is just talking about those who live near a golf course. If you spend your day or weekend at the golf course, you have a 126% higher risk of Parkinson's. Here's my memo to you. Don't stop golfing. You like it? Golf. But protect yourself. It's like when remember the virus? You're always going to have viruses. Oh yeah, doc, it's COVID. I don't care what kind it is. I'm not worried about what's outside. You know what I'm more worried about? What's inside. How are you fighting? Is your body ready to fight? We live in a toxic soup. We live in a toxic soup. You need to do what you need to do for you inside your body. Get your immune system so you can go golfing. I don't want people to stop living. If you have a house near a golf course, I had a home in Florida near a golf course. Did it keep me up at night? No. Protect yourself, guys. That's the memo. Oh, the microbiome. You have to admit, boy, I've been talking a lot about that over the last several years. Well, you see, guys, even on my radio show, oh, Dr. Martin, you always talk about probiotics, and you're always talking about oil of oregano. And do you ever change your tune? Nope. I don't change my tune. Okay, guys. Tomorrow, AM. Okay? Thursday, AM, not PM. Friday, off. Traveling. Okay? That's the plan. Subject to change. Okay? You gotta be on your toes what the doctor is saying. Okay? Guys, we love you. We're gonna do the Q&A Thursday this week. So get your questions in to info@Martin Clinic for those of you who tune in live. We love you dearly. Talk to you soon.